Hi, I'm Neil Shawn and I'm in the heart of London today for our latest look back at one of my collection of favourite comedians. And it's hard to believe that in this busy road here of Bayswater Road and this particular court here in the heart of Bayswater, that some of the most prolific British comedy was written for the last 60 years. So come with me as we take a celebratory look at some of our favourite comedians and, more importantly, shows that they created. So it was in this particular area in Bayswater that Spike Milligan, who was gaining huge popularity with the success of The Goon Show, decided that, well, he was running a little bit short of cash and needed somewhere to work. Although the show was doing incredibly well, the BBC didn't pay that brilliantly, as we now all know. So he contacted his friend Eric Sykes, and down the road there, just on 150 Uxbridge Road, which is in the heart of Shepherd's Bush, they decided to share an office. Now, Eric himself was busy creating many laughs on Radio Weekly with the hit show Educating Archie. But what was to become was a company, a consolidation, if you like, of some of the best and the cream of British gag writers. And they formed a company called Associated London Scripts. And if you were a top comedian of that day, you simply wanted to come here to Orme Court and, well, hopefully try and get a little bit of the magic of their laughter into your comedy act. Another great duo that joined the Associated London Scripts was a couple that I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to spend some time with. The genius that is Galton and Simpson. And they really did craft some of the most, well, brilliant British comedy of our time. Everybody thinks, of course, of Steptoe and Son, but they did so much more. Hancock and, of course, the Galton and Simpson Playhouse.
Oh, please, make it wake up. Please don't let him snuff it. Oh, the disgrace. The inquest. Oh, my God. The inquest. So I could always use one of the smaller radiators and box it in with a little mess grill. I don't think that'll impinge on the overall and beyond. Did you know that this wall was only ½ an inch thick?
Yes.
Then why didn't you tell me?
I forgot.
But it really was in this area that all that comedy was created. And apparently you could see just over there where the 94 bus stops, even Tony Hancock would, as he was quite frugal apparently, get off the bus and walk down here to see exactly what Galton and Simpson had created for him.
I thought my mother was a bad cook, but at least her gravy used to move about.
Now, Eric Sykes, again, I was fortunate enough to meet, and Eric was brilliant in many ways. He wasn't just a comedian and a gag writer, he was a serious actor. He'd been in huge Hollywood films. And of course, right up until the end of his time, he really did still keep a handle on many of the things that made him popular, even co-starring at that time with Nicole Kidman in one of her big movies. So what they created here way back in the late 50s was something that we're still watching and enjoying today. And how marvellous is that? So this is it, number 9 Orme Court, which Eric Sykes bought in 1960. They'd moved actually twice. In 1957 they went to Kensington High Street, but came to this very prestigious area to create some of the biggest shows that we still love today. Frankie Howerd, in fact, was a person that came around and came down this street many times. Now, according to Eric, who told me this story about Frankie, he said that Frankie was a great guy, but not prone to paying his bills. He would turn up and bumble around as Frankie did, and we all loved him so much. And then basically as Eric said, yeah, I like this, and what about this? And they even put in the famous oohs and ahs and the ooh missuses, because Frankie really was that scripted. But Frankie, like so many stars, would have walked down this particular street right here behind me, which, when you get to the top of it, backs on, of course, to Bayswater Road and then Hyde Park. Can you imagine the likes of Frankie Howerd, who was massive at this period, with shows like the Howard Crowd and, of course, Workers' Playtime, all of that, just coming down this road, knocking on this door, going through those big famous stairs to see exactly what the gifted writers of Associated London Scripts had created.
You have no idea. Well, you can't have. I haven't told you yet. Well, no. Look, you're not going for a minute, are you? No. Good. Well, now. No, I've had some jobs in my time. I've had some jobs in my time, but last week, oh, dear. The job I got, I was a messenger. A messenger. Work! I don't know how I kept out of it.
That's exactly what you find here when you come to Orme Court today. And as you see up there, there are two blue plaques. The last one was launched by the brilliant theatrical impresario, Mr. Bill Kenwright, who we all know and love so much for his respected work in the theatre and all those wonderful plays and musicals that he continues to create to this day. If you're a London visitor and you really do want to get a feel of what it was like to be around some of the gifted and brilliant comedy greats of that time, then I recommend a visit down this particular road. Take a look at the plaque before we say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed our very brief look back at some of our very best British comedy greats. And now I'm in Orme Court and I'm still amazed at the atmosphere that's around here. But if, like me, you still love all of the wonderful things that Eric Sykes, Spike Milligan, Galton and Simpson, and so many did create here, do please feel free to share this video online, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, whatever your preference is. Until next time, I'm Neil Sean, and I'll see you soon when once again we take a look back at some of our wonderful British greats.